So what do you think about toxic family, friend, and partner relationships? What makes a toxic relationship? What makes a relationship healthy? What do you feel about forgiveness? What do you think about stalker friends and messy friends? Well, let me ask my BFF.
And that's me. Hi, everyone. I'm Shakeila.
I'm Candice.
And thank you for joining us today on our new YouTube channel, Let Me Ask My BFF. So I'll start off with introducing myself. My name is Shakeila Ray. I'm a family nurse practitioner. Have a son that just graduated high school. We're getting ready to start college. So that's where I am in my life. And I'm here on this show with my friend. We're going to be venting out. And here's Candice.
All right. Well, I'm Candice Thompson.
Hey.
I am a mom of 3. I work in information systems. My oldest is a senior this year. I have my middle child is going to 9th grade, and then my son is going to the 3rd grade. So yeah.
Busy.
Yep. So the purpose of our channel is just to have fun. We're just going to be discussing some topics that we would typically talk about over the phone or just venting out to each other. And, you guys can chime in. You can leave us some comments if you want to.
Positive comments only. Like none of that hating stuff. We're not doing no negative comments.
Not at all.
We're not doing that. Mm-mm.
Not at all. So we can start off with, I guess, how we met before we jump into the topics.
Them niggas not having it today.
Not at all. All right, so we met in Florida
about 2003 or 4.
Yeah, about 2003. So what? That's like 17 years or so.
Yeah, it's a long time ago.
Yep. She used to be my child care provider for my oldest daughter.
Yeah, the one that's going to high school. 12th grade.
12th grade,
yeah.
Yep.
I was going to say high school. Yeah, she went to 12th grade.
Yep. She was my child care provider, and then we just started hanging out, and it's been up from there.
Girl, we was at the club.
Yep. So, and I think she got stationed in Japan.
Yeah, we went to Japan.
And then I got stationed here in North Carolina, and then
you've been up on ever since.
I've been here ever since, and she came here, and we kind of met back up.
Yeah, and here we are. Let me ask my BFF.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So, what makes a toxic relationship? What do you think makes a toxic relationship?
Are we talking about dating relationship stuff, or are we talking about families or friendships? Where are we going with this first?
We are going to discuss family, friends, and partners, but we can start off with what you want to start off with.
Okay. So I would say, as far as like a toxic relationship, I think sometimes people can be in relationships that are toxic and they're not even like aware of it. Mm-hmm. Okay, like as far as, I'll just throw it out there, you got the woman that may be doing a lot of stuff for the man, let's say, as far as like taking care of him. Mm-hmm. Like if I'm a grown woman, I shouldn't be taking care of a grown man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like that was what my son was there for, for me to take care of him. Or either toxic relationships of feeling like you may not know that you're in one because you may feel like that relationship is that all that that you can get, or that all that you feel like you're worthy of. Mm-hmm. I'll say, as far as, say someone may feel like, oh, he hit me, but he apologized and he gave me some flowers, so It's okay. Nah. Toxic,
right?
Or he's cheating on me constantly, and guess what? But he still comes back home to me, even though I know that he goes up with these other girls. Right. Toxic. Right. Yeah, you're worth more than that.
My thing with that is some people don't even realize they in a toxic relationship until maybe somebody tells them, or maybe they look at their relationship from the outside in, and then it's like, dang, that's kind of janky. I shouldn't be going through that.
But like sometimes we'll talk to each other and we'll say something out loud and be like, we sound
dumb,
like a hot mess.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, did I just say that? Did we really just go through that? And I'm still trying to condone it.
Right. Yeah. I agree.
Nah, definitely shouldn't be doing that. And then, like you said too, like as far as people being in a toxic relationship may not even realize that they're in one, because they may feel like there is a lack of, like, okay, from a woman's standpoint, there may be a lack of good men, or like good-minded, good goal-oriented, has a career, you know. So we may feel like we may settle. Yeah, you know, for just whomever comes along, and that person may be toxic, versus we kind of stand by ourselves until that right person comes along.
Now, how do you deal with a relationship that was not toxic initially, but it turned into something toxic?
Somebody changed.
Yeah.
Somebody changed.
Yeah.
And it's gonna probably be that guy that changed. And the reason why I say that is because, I mean, there are some guys. You can't
put it on the guy. Women change too.
Women are changing too. But you know, let's say from my personal experience, I've said that I've met more women that came into a relationship 100. Right. As in, like, hey, this is me. This is where I work at. This is my kids. This is whether I'm clean or whether I'm nasty, whether I cook or whether I don't cook. Up front. Right. Meet the guy, and he is Mr. Perfect, and then about a couple of weeks, month, 2 later, or it could be years, that you are like, what happened to this person that I initially met? Wow, you used to greet me with flowers. Now I don't see no flowers except on the side of the road when I'm driving. Yeah. Or, wow, you used to take me out on dates, and now everything is Netflix and chill. Right. Yep.
Or not even that.
Pre-COVID, right?
Yeah, not even that.
Yeah. So, I mean, but what do we do to get those relationships that spark back into that relationship, though? Of that person that you may feel
that person gotta want it too. You can't just, be working on something by yourself, and then that person's not putting in any effort, and you doing all the work by yourself. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I mean, I was in a situation, and it was really toxic, and I didn't know that it was toxic. I really had to take a step back from myself and from that relationship to kind of look at it, engage it, and really figure out my worth, really. So because once we know like our worth, then we won't settle for anything else. I think that then some people may have that. Some people that might have been like, hey, well, I just didn't want to be alone. You know what I'm saying? So they just continue to be treated like that. But I do believe that going forward in either a current relationship or a new relationship, setting your standards, and when things start to deviate away from that, or if you aren't feeling that feeling like you used to feel with that person anymore, if they're not doing certain things, then just to confront that person with it, and hey, you don't do this anymore, or hey, well, maybe we should just go do this. If that person loves you enough, and cares enough for you, they'll do it. Because they want to keep you happy. Right. I agree. I totally agree. Yeah. I don't know. No toxic relationships over here. Not doing that. Not this 2020 or 2021. We too good for that. Boom. All right. So what makes a healthy relationship? I think that kind of just covered some of it. But how do you know that you're in a healthy relationship? I mean, I know all relationships are going to have problems, and you're going to have your ups and downs, but at what point how do you differentiate between what's toxic and what's actually healthy? Because some people grew up in households where they've seen relationships, and they've taken them into their adulthood thinking that it's healthy. Yeah. Those types of relationships. That's true. I'll say that I kind of feel like, as far as being in a healthy relationship, like it, like you feel good, you feel better, versus like in that toxic relationship, you may feel like sad or depressed, or just like I'm trying, like you're fighting forces, right? Like, you know what I'm saying? You want happiness, and you want this and that, and you think that you're actually happy, but it's a weighted happiness, which really wasn't happiness. So and it comes in spurts. Like, you're not happy all the time, right? And then just to go as far as, when you're healthy, in a healthy relationship, you just feel good. You feel like, man, the sun's shining. It ain't shining, but for some reason I still feel happy. Just glowing and stuff. Or if you ever talked to someone, or someone told you, or you told them, like,
man, you look happy with that person. Like, you're glowing.
Right.
And now, you know, I might throw it back. Like, if I got too much Vaseline on my face or something, what you trying to say? I'm glowing or something, you know. But speaking from my personal, you know, experience, it's just like, man, you know, I can tell that you're happy, you know, and it's just like, I feel happy.
Right. Yeah.
Wow, today's a good day, and you know what? Yesterday was, and tomorrow, next week is going to be a good day too. You know, we just feel overall healthy versus feeling stressed versus feeling like I don't want to cook dinner.
Yeah, and speaking from like your current situation, because we both been through some stuff.
Boo-boo.
Yeah, but you like now I do see a difference in like your demeanor and how happy you are. So.
Yeah, it shows people.
Yeah,
if you up in them toxic relationships, get up out. That'd be because in all reality, if you trying to make it work with that person, say for kids or time invested, and that other person is not showing you that they want to make it work, what you there for?
Right. And sometimes women, we are resilient. We feel like we can change that person, or you know, let me give him some time and he'll get it together. And
you look up like a year or two later, and
10
like,
years later,
15
years later, yeah, and you're like, you know what? I am still going through this same thing. So yeah,
because they probably look at us the same way.
I honestly don't think that everybody evolves through time,
right, yeah.
But I don't think that women change in relationships unless they are unhappy about something. That's my opinion.
Okay.
I mean, I feel like if you're taking care of your home and you making your woman happy, she's gonna reciprocate. If you are out there and you wilding out and you ain't giving her the time of the day, then she gonna change. Like, you can't expect somebody to be the same and you just doing dirt or doing whatever you want to do, and then you come home and think that they're going to be totally the same person or whatever, you know?
That's true. Kind of like you get what you give.
Right. Yeah,
I get it. Yeah. So that's like the shout out to everyone in a relationship. If you want better, or you know, by that spouse, then or you know, whomever you're in a relationship with, you got to put in forth that effort.
Yeah, and that's like I tell my daughter, like love don't hurt. Love ain't gonna make you cry. You know, so if it's true love, you will know it. You're not gonna be crying over nobody and being in a situation with somebody that is hurting you. Like, you can feel that pain and you can feel that hurt, and I guess that's how you know whether it's toxic or not. Yeah,
you're right. And then, you know, it goes back to, again, why do we stay in that? Is it the fear of being lonely? Is it the time invested? Is it because we already have kids? Is it because
I think
it ain't that bad?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It ain't that bad.
I think, too, like, women be scared to jump out on their own sometimes. You know, a lot of women, they put their all into a man, whether it's not working because they asked you to stay home, or
I'm just gonna make sure my BFF get her whole face up in here because she keep going to the side of it.
Sorry. Whether it's, you know, staying at home and not working and just taking care of the kids, you're not investing in yourself. So when that man does start acting up, you know, you don't have anything. So you have to continue to stay with that man and be dependent on him and take that mental and verbal abuse or whatever you're receiving from that person. So I don't know. I guess that's why you kind of always got to have your own too. You got to work on yourself. Yeah, you got to invest in yourself.
It was like INDEPENDENT. If you know what that means, got to own house. But you know, in the day, I mean, it's nothing wrong with two successful people in a relationship. So we're not saying like, hey, have your own just to make sure that you got your fallback because you're already intentionally preparing for something to go wrong. Not saying that at all. Now, I ain't saying nothing wrong with having a little extra side, you know, saved either. I'm not saying that for a rainy day because you got some households where both people can't manage money.
Right.
Manage money.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying. They can't handle it properly. Like, you know, so you may have that man and that woman that the woman may say, I might have to stash a couple over here because for a rainy day, you know, not to leave, you know, anyone, but just to say like,
or to leave somebody,
or they may be trying to leave.
I'm just saying
that could possibly be it because they could possibly be in that toxic relationship and be like, you know what, I've had enough.
Yeah.
So we're for relationships, just not toxic ones.
Right. Yeah. I mean, even like without being in a toxic relationship, that was just something that my mom always taught me, was just to have you a stash on the side.
Yeah.
Period. You know. So So yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I get having both. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I get being able to say, like, have your stash, for a rainy day. And then if you do need to dip out, because taking care of yourself because you in that toxic, relationship or abusive or whatever, get out of that, right. But don't just get out of it and ain't got no place to go.
Right.
Or ain't got no money, ain't got no plans. So
right.
we're not condoning that. So yeah, let's go ahead and change this up a little bit because it sounds like we're talking about telling people to stash their money to leave. What we telling you to get out of a toxic relationship?
I'm telling you how to spot it, okay, and how to get yourself together, whatever. All right, so messy or toxic friendships.
Girl, if I ain't about to be in no toxic relationship with no man, ain't no friend. They're gonna be easier to cut out,
right?
Because with the friendship. We may love each other as friends, but for that relationship with that man, that's going to be like a stronger love. So if I'm not taking that from that man, I'm not about to take that from the BFF.
Right.
So, no, I'm not talking about from.
You said the BFF, and I was talking about
the show. But I was just saying. So, okay, so we'll talk about us real quick. So, me and this lady right here have been best friends, what would we say, 17 years? So, we've been knowing not one argument. Now, do we disagree? Yeah. Have we ever actually argued, fought, called each other names? No, we don't do that. Because for what? It ain't no point of being in a toxic relationship.
Right.
I mean, yeah. I mean, now some people are, I believe that's in your life for a reason, and some are there for a season. They could be there just for just that moment, and ain't nothing wrong with that person you just knowing for like a year or two, and then they going on about their business, and y'all ain't talking ever again except on Facebook, hey, or liking a status or something,
right?
But nah, not for those toxic friendships.
Yeah.
Nah.
I don't think I've ever had like a toxic friendship. I just feel like I'm so introverted that I don't even really indulge in too many friendships. Like I'm just to myself.
She's like, no.
Yeah, so it's like I got like one friend and then my mom. So, or maybe like two friends.
Your
and my
granny's your friend. Yeah.
She's my friend.
She's your, like old granny.
Old granny. My granny.
I don't think I've ever been in a, well, I don't know if they was like friends. I mean, we have these associates first, but you think about like the people that's trying to like use you. Yeah,
true.
I mean, like for your convenience, like you know what I'm saying. Just kind of like, hey, girl, what can you do for me?
Right.
Hey, could you pick up such and such? Cause you picking up your own such and such. Yeah. You got about $40.
Oh wow.
You ain't never been asked for like $40? Ain't nobody ever just cash out you a request? For $4?
No, never. What the heck kind of friends you got? You better not. I got 3 kids. Shoot, I'm out here trying to get it.
My thing is if I loan you money on Cash App or whatever, just pay it back. Because that can be one of those that can make a toxic freaking friendship. Someone borrowing money and not paying it back.
How often does this person borrow money?
I mean, it ain't the same people. Girl, my Cash App be jumping. Not yours?
No, ma'am.
See, that's because she ain't.
I sent one person to Cash App, and that was it. I don't even use it like that.
Whoa.
So, yeah.
No. I mean, and then for those people that have sent me like a request, and you watching this right now, I'm not calling you out. I love you. God knows I do. It's just that, it's going to be certain people that if they ask for it, I may, honestly, if I got it, may not. If I don't have it, just put it like that. Yeah. But at the end of the day, for anybody that's borrowing money, if you say, hey, I don't get paid Friday, I will give it back Friday. Trust me, that person ain't forgot that you owe them that $30, $40 on that Friday.
And then you see them on like Facebook with like,
I crap.
I just bought this Jag.
I'm telling you, you bought a Jag. No.
Right.
No. What is that in the movie? Give me my money.
Right.
Yeah, we ain't forgot.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever had no.
Oh, what about like nobody's ever borrowed anything from you and never did back? Probably not.
I don't even mess with people like that. Like when I say I'm to myself, I am to myself. I don't got time, child. People got too many different personalities, spirits. Well, I ain't got time for that. No, I have had a stalker friend.
I thought I had a stalker once, but go ahead.
I don't know. I just like used to talk to this person a while ago, and they just on everybody's page that I know, but they don't know them. Why are you on all of my friends' pages? They don't even know
like
you. I just say they just trying to be nosy.
Or maybe they're like this.
Right. Just trying to see what you up to. Trying to be nosy. I don't like that.
Yeah, I mean, so are you gonna address it, or are you just gonna unfriend them?
I'm just gonna block.
You're just gonna block
them.
Okay. So if you're watching, well, probably they're not watching this, huh?
It's just ridiculous. Like, why? Why are you?
Do you think that they have like an obsession with you, or like jealous?
I don't think that they know that we don't talk anymore. Even though it's been years, maybe they just feel like we're still.
They just want to keep it up, keep in the loop with your life.
Probably, I don't know. I just don't understand why they friends with like everybody. My sister. Like, you never met my sister in your whole entire life. So why are you friends with my sister? Yeah.
Yeah, because they have you in common.
Or my daughter. Why are you friends with a teenager and you a grown woman? So, anyway.
Sounds some R. Kelly type stuff.
Yeah.
In a female way.
Yeah.
Yeah, so no stalkers, stop.
Yeah.
Okay. Like, we know that Facebook and Instagram is there. Yeah, you can go on their pages and stuff, but there's the point.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, your daughter's page.
What are you looking for up there?
So maybe if you didn't post something, then maybe your daughter would post a picture or something? Maybe
or I just feel like, teenagers might post some stuff.
Teenager
cussing.
stuff.
Yeah, teenager stuff. When you looking at my child like, ooh, she ratchet. You know what I'm saying? Like, get off of it.
Ratchet.
Anyway.
Yeah.
So, toxic family relationships.
Should we expose those kids to those toxic people?
It depends.
You want this one first? You go for it.
I think it depends on if you want to expose your kids or not. Like, does that person display that toxic trait to your child or in front of your child?
What if they did?
Then no. I don't think so.
What if it's a close family member?
No. I mean, I don't think that kids should be introduced to any toxic situation. Like, let them be kids. They don't need to be saying stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't.
What about that uncle that like the nieces and stuff, and cousins and stuff to come sit on his lap? How you feel about that? What age? Okay, if you know that you had it didn't even got to be uncle. So what if it was just a family member that you knew that it's they kind of like the little girls, like the little kids, and this, that, and the third, and even you saw it like growing up. Like, how far would you let your child be with that person? Are you just letting them speak to him like, hey, bye? Or when he come in for that hug,
I'm gonna be like, hey, bye, and come on over here, hold my hand, baby.
So no hugging, no sitting on no laps.
I don't think so.
Yeah. But what is the age limit for stopping like the young girl from sitting on?
If you know he a pervert, they shouldn't be sitting on his lap anyway.
I'm talking about any guys. Like 4 or 5.
Yeah.
So if you're uncles, nobody over 5 should be sitting on your lap.
Right.
Now the dad gets that pass because I still sit on my dad's lap.
Right.
All the time.
But where are the parents when this kid is sitting on these people's lap?
I don't know. You know what? It may be one of those denial things. Like being like, oh, well, he's just her. That's his niece. We're just gonna be looking. Now, don't set your kids up for that.
Right.
Don't set your kids, because that can be a lifetime of scarring.
Yeah.
That happened with the kid. That the person, the adult, needs to be like delivered from, healed from, counseled from, something.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, toxic family members. I mean, because one thing that we do know that there is pedophiles and molesters, in every family. Like, right?
I don't think so.
They ain't just gonna come out and be like, "Hey, Candice, guess what I am today?" Or what I was 2 years ago. They not coming out saying that.
I don't think
so
I've seen that in my family. I'm just saying.
You got some in your family. You just don't know who it is in your family. Granny, we need to talk to Candice about who it is in the family, because your grandma know. reason why I say that is because like I feel like the numbers of people that are pedophiles, that are molesters, God knows like the total numbers, but us actually knowing, we won't know why, because people sweep that stuff up under the rug.
Right.
It's an embarrassment.
Yeah.
Like people go to jail all day long. Hey, free my dude this, free her that, this, that, and third. But when they talk about, molesters, how often are they actually charged with anything? Why? Because the family don't want to talk about it, and they just sweep it up under the rug. And guess what that person does? He does it to somebody else.
Right.
Then guess what? Their kid might pick up that same habit and do it to their kids or do it to other family members. So why don't we expose them from day one?
Right. Yeah.
Now, don't get me wrong. If someone was to, come at me, sideways or something, I, would tell it. You know what I'm saying? Or, parents be open enough with your children, because some people might feel like I'm not going to tell my mom or my dad. Right. Or like even of course the adult's going to be like, don't tell your mom or your dad, or I'm going to do this.
Right. Yeah.
Make your kids comfortable enough for them to tell you whatever that man or that woman said or done to them. Or if not, you going to find out years and years later why your son or your daughter was acting like that when they lived right there in the house with you and they could have told you that. So family, parents, be open to your kid. Because even though I have a son, you think about that one rapper, like, you remember the one, Bow Wow? Didn't Bow Wow have something with his,
Girl, I don't know.
Yes, it was like his, I think like his, security guard.
Oh.
Yeah, like him like years ago. So that means like boys are not off limits. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's not just like, hey, watch your little girls. No, like, boys, so that's something I would, growing up telling, my son, like, hey, look, I don't care who it is.
Right.
Somebody touch you, somebody say something. No. And if they say, and even with my niece now, like if they say, don't tell your mom and daddy, okay, I ain't saying a word, but you better come back and tell me because it's about to be on and popping. Then parents, I know you're trying to jump in with this, sis, but I'm on a roll right now.
Okay.
But it's just like, even in parents, if your child was to tell you that this person, an adult, you know him whether you know him or whether you don't know him, and they come to tell you something, don't make them feel like it's their fault.
Right.
Don't come at them as just like, well, that ain't nothing, or well, don't tell nobody. Because I understand too, you ain't trying to let your whole family know all this right here going on, but I feel like as long as you address that person, and it might have to be something like that, you know what I'm saying, that might have to happen. Yeah. Until that person stop, but don't make your child feel like they can't come to you, because like I've heard of stories of people just being like, I couldn't go to her. Or I told my mama and she knew and she still let it happen.
Right. Did you see that video that was on Facebook like a while ago where the girl, like it was a teenager, and her mom's boyfriend was like molesting her, and she told her mom, and the mom took the side of the boyfriend?
Stupid.
Right. Yeah.
So, don't be that mom. Don't be that dad.
Yeah. That's crazy.
No, because then guess what? That woman and that boyfriend is not going to be together. And then you lost your child. Maybe you lost your child. Yeah. Woman Scorn sounds like something that would be on like what's that show? Ivania Fix My Life or something.
Right.
Like that.
Yeah.
Like, hey, I told my mom and she did nothing.
Yeah. I don't know. That's crazy.
It's sad. So yeah, don't be that parent. Be open for your kids to be able to talk to you about everything.
Yeah.
And then if they do come to you, handle it the best way that you can. You know what I'm saying? But definitely people that are molesters or something like that, shut that down.
Yeah.
That day.
Yep. I don't know. So what do you think about forgiveness then?
Of the molester?
Of just toxic family members, period. Now, I don't know if I would be able to forgive like a molester. Like, you have taken something away from whoever that they can't ever get back. You know what I'm saying? And the trauma that comes with that is just devastating sometimes. So I don't think God forgives, but I
not this one.
So yeah, just in other situations with family members, like how do you deal with forgiveness? Just depending on, I guess that would depend on what they actually did to you.
Yeah, it's one of those like forgive and not forget. Just kind of like, I'm gonna forgive you not to punch you in your face every time I see you, but I'm not gonna forget it. Like, right. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm not gonna forget it to the point that when my niece or my son comes around you, that I'm comfortable with them hugging you or being by yourself. No.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I mean, we have to forgive, because if we don't forgive, then they have the power over us.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But if we don't forgive, like we harbor that and hold on to that, and guess what? That jerk out there doing whatever they want to do, but we're the ones that's traumatized by it or something. You know, so that's, again, parents. That's why it's important. You know what I'm saying, to be able to talk to your kids, have that open dialogue with them. But I possibly could forgive, and I ain't saying it's gonna be that first day. I can't say it's gonna be that first apology.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't gonna say it's gonna be that first year, that second year. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because like that person knew what they was doing. Now, do I believe that, you know, spirits be on people that be making them want to do stuff that they ain't supposed to be doing, and then spirits leave and they be like, oh shoot, what just happened here? I do believe, you know, that stuff like that does happen, but that don't mean I'm supposed to forgive you and trust you.
Right. Yeah.
Right after. No.
Yeah.
No. That's gonna take time. So we can't be forced into a certain timeline.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? For
when people need time to heal from certain stuff, depending on what it was.
Yeah.
So.
Because I mean, you know, you think about, there are so many stories that people have actually had. Like, you meet a lot of people that'll be like, yeah, my such and such came to me this way, or kind of find out he been doing this to a lot of people in the family.
Right.
And you be like, family members, how y'all ain't beat this joke up already?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yes, an embarrassment. You ain't trying to let, you know, put it in the Daily Record, News and Observer, CNN, but how y'all ain't already handle, bro?
Mm-hmm.
Like, for real. So, yeah, it's them taking accountability and handling that.
Yeah. What about like messy family members?
You gotta stay away. Be like, what up, cuz? See you later, cuz.
Right. Right. Yeah, I don't think I've had I don't know. Cause I don't really.
Why could you be saying to yourself? So
I be saying, look, I talk to my mama and my grandma and my brother. That's it.
What up, Smooth?
But I don't get into all of that.
No, I mean, because, like, you know, do you even go to like your family reunions? Do y'all say family reunions?
Well, I used to, but I don't know them people.
She's like, no, not at all.
Look, I don't know them people. Yeah.
I mean, now, I do find that there is goodness in, like, going to the family reunions, because, like, especially around, like, here, for my son to be able to know, like, he is in school with his cousins and don't even know him. Like, you know what I'm saying?
True.
But as far as being messy, no, I'm good.
Yeah. That's so crazy that you say that, because I remember I used to go to school in Virginia, and it was these girls, they wanted to jump me.
They was your cousin.
And they were my cousins. They was at the family reunion. And my grandma was like, you want me to talk to her? Because her aunt is my sister or something like that. And I was like, what? Yeah, they was about to get it in. I was like, what? Why? I'm so nice.
So what happened though? Like at the family reunion, did y'all like make up? Or
I never went over there, because when I noticed them there, I was like, oh shoot, like, well, I got my cousins here too.
Right.
But then when I realized they were my cousins, I was like, wow, that's interesting. Small world. But I never said anything to them. I just stayed over with my immediate family. But I just thought it was
grandma, mama, and brother.
But that's why it is kind of important to get to know who your family members is and attend your little family reunions and stuff, because you don't know who you got out there that, you know.
Girl, what if you ever heard of stories of people like sleeping with their brother, not mother, but like, you know what I'm saying, sister, cousins.
Yep, I have.
Yeah, you need to know them people.
Yeah. Oh no. Yeah. But other toxic types of, I don't know. I think like two people in my family have issues with each other that they need to address, but they won't. And I can tell like it's animosity there, and I've recommended like therapy, you know, y'all need to go talk to somebody or whatever, but they won't do it. You know, some people just don't believe in sharing their problems with other people who don't know nothing about the problem. But I don't know. sometimes I feel like it's beneficial for you to get that out, and I can tell like they got some issue with each other.
And I think the thing is, as far as people feel like if I go see a psychiatrist or if I see, some type of therapist or counseling that makes them look like they're weak.
Or crazy.
Yeah.
Like they don't want people to think they're crazy. Yeah.
I don't need them. I don't even sit there and talk to somebody right on the path for, and then they gonna just tell me about my life. But then I have met some people that are like, yo, therapy was the best thing I have ever done in my life.
And I'm an advocate for it all day long. Like I went through a situation where I ended up going to talk to a therapist, and that was the best thing that could have ever happened to me. Like, even though you have people in your corner that you can talk to and discuss stuff about, like that therapist gives you that unbiased opinion or that unbiased, ear. They don't know either one of y'all or whatever you're going through. And I don't know. It just, it really helped me to find my voice, find myself. So I'm an advocate for therapy all day long.
Yeah. Like I say, but it had to take you to get to that point to say, recognizing it, to say like, things I've tried in the past ain't working. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I either, I want to do better, I want something to change. So, it takes you recognizing it, and shout out to your friend being like, hey, I need to do this. But again, if she was in, I'm not saying it was a toxic relationship. I'm not saying, like what it was. Just saying like, hey, if I'm not feeling well, you know what I'm saying? If I'm weighted heavy daily, if this just ain't working for me. If you find a therapist and that is the best thing that's been since sliced bread, go for it. Like, why not? You have one life to live. Yep. So don't sit back and just be like, oh, I'll just deal with this day in, day out, and things aren't
that kind of goes back to like when we were talking about like talking to each other and hearing yourself say things to people, and you're like,
damn, it sounds stupid.
Yeah, I sound crazy. You know what I'm saying? you telling this therapist like, yo, this is what happened, and they're like, and you let that go on, and you like, you know what, that does sound kind of dumb.
It wasn't dumb when I was doing it or when I was thinking about it.
Right? Yeah.
That was kind of
yeah.
You're like, does it really sound as dumb as I'm saying it? Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
But in those moments, and you caught up in it and got so much, involved in it, it's like, what else do you do?
Yeah.
Like, you can't. So
and a lot of people, I don't know, like you said, they don't want to look crazy. And I don't think it makes you look crazy. I just feel like you need help. You need somebody that can do for you what nobody else can do. You can't even get yourself out of this rut. You need to get whatever you're going through off your chest. Yeah. Even like with my therapist, she gave me like exercises to do or homework to do. And it really made you think about like what you were trying to accomplish, what you were trying to, get out of or whatever. So,
because you had gave me a book. You bought me a book. It was like a year or two ago. Can't remember the title of it. Sorry, but it was just one of those like finding yourself books. Yeah,
me?
You did.
It was me.
I got one best friend that you girl.
Okay.
So I was just like, but in that book though, it was just like asking questions of, like, let's just say broadly, like what makes you happy? Like, would you choose this right here that makes you happy? It wasn't like the 5 love languages. It was just like a book that was just kind of helping me to find out who I was. You know what I'm saying? Like outside of a relationship, outside of
that book. I need that book for myself.
You want to bring it next time when we should
just screenshot it. Let me see what it looked like. I don't want to see.
So it was just one of those that was just in like helping me to find myself, the true Shakeila, outside of being a mom, being a nurse, being a sister, being a daughter, like, you know what I'm saying? It was just, being a friend, you know what I'm saying? It was just one of those, find you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we may have all these titles and things that we do, you know what I'm saying, for others or, but what do we actually like to do? Is it making others happy? But what makes us happy?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It was very, very in-depth. Some things kind of seem like, this just asked me that same question, but it have like a different way of type of kind of ask. So
yeah, and that's a lot of like what my therapist would talk to me about, like what outside of this problem that you're having, what are you like, how are you doing, what makes you happy, what are something, it was just, she was like a really good therapist. Oh, gosh, I miss her.
You miss her. Shout out to the therapist.
Thank you for everything, girl.
That's awesome. I didn't know y'all was done.
Yeah,
okay.
I stopped because, my insurance wouldn't.
It's not insurance.
I was like, that's whack. Y'all
That's
gonna send me
whack.
to somebody else after I done told this lady my whole life?
It's all good. It's all
Yeah.
good. But you know what? You got from her what you needed at that moment when you needed it. So
Yeah, I did.
shout out to her. Shout out to her. Shout out to her.
Yeah. Okay, well.
Is this it, friend?
That's it, I guess.
Is this it,
I
friend?
don't got nothing else to say.
What we asking next time on Let Me Ask My BFF?
I don't know. What do you want to talk about? Like some relationship stuff? Or you want to talk about the kids?
Let's get to some relationships because I see over here one of these topics is cheating.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So on the next time on Let Me Ask My BFF, we'll discuss cheating, relationships, womanly duties, manly duties, why men can't be happy with just one woman. We just gonna go
Girl, because they be trying to find like 5 women, 6, 7, 8, 9 women
to fill a void, maybe.
Right, yeah. Because, one for this, one for that, one for
That's
this.
toxic.
You just need, that's
That's
it.
toxic.
That's it, toxic. We were just talking about. We need just one.
So we'll just go in. We'll just continue to talk about different topics within relationships, things that may come up, things that may happen during relationships that can change your dynamic.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. So we're gonna end this video. We done.
You gotta tell them about liking and hitting the bell.
Yeah, you gotta like, subscribe, and hit the bell so that you can get notifications of our uploads. And if you want more content or you want us to discuss certain things, then you can put in the comments what you want to see.
Yes.
So we're gonna end this. Sorry about my dog barking earlier.
Bentley!
He ain't got no sense. But all right, y'all.
We'll see you next week.